Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. Hopefully the audio is good. I took off everything I was doing. I'm going to mess with it, hopefully, a different time. That being said, though, we're going to take a look at the charts, see what's setting up, and what had happened today. What we can see is Bitcoin had a 3 today, so changing what it's doing on the weekly continuity. Still a 2 up, but red, so we'll see if that gets 3-2-2'd on tomorrow or 3-3 if they're going to try and recover it. Still got the month 2 up, so we'd prefer buys. We'd still like to see the quarter rev strat. If we go to the indexes, SPY, they broke the inside day down to start the week, hit its magnitude, and then recovered. And this is actually pretty neat. You'll see the big broadening formation in here, the poke down, the 3-2 continuation reversal, and then back into the range. So we'll see if we rev strat tomorrow, 1-2-2. If we go to the Qs, you got the 1-3. So that 3 is a broadening formation. And what it tells you is you can see the range we're stuck inside. Now we got a 3. If we can get out of that, we can get out of this bigger range. So we'll see if that's 3-2 up tomorrow or 3-2 down. If we go to Dow Jones, you will see it went 3-2 down to start the week, closing out at the lows. So slight weakness here in the industrial average, closer to taking the 3-2 week down, some relative weakness. Dow Jones, along with IBM, the 1-2-2 on Monday, change in weekly continuity and PMG, reclaiming some previous highs. So IBM got some distance if they continue following through. We'll see on Tuesday with the decoupling if that's going to be the case. And when we go to the week, you'll see the broadening formation on the weekly in here like so. So we're getting out of that anytime soon is our question. And you can see still just like chopping them up on the month at this point. And pretty green on the year, but exhaustion risk. So that being said, since the whole market puked and we got some potential recovery, we can go and see how many inside days do we got. Those are going to be relatively strong as they did not trade lower. And we can also look at who's enforced to the upside to start the week because there was a few things in stat that people were going after with Sarah on Monday's stream. What I'd like to do is filter here and then ATR of 3 to remove the slower stocks. So we'll take a look. And I heard some people in the chats previously, this is not an inside day. Oops. In the chats on the comments here, they're like, Alex, you need to slow down. And so the thing is with these nightly videos is what I'm trying to do is just get the analysis done as quick as possible for everybody. This is not like a learning scenario where you can learn it if you understand the 1s, 2s, and 3s, continuity, and exhaustion risk and the broadening formations. You can learn it because you can see like, what are we talking about last week? It's like, why are we talking about coin inside day on Thursday night in the video? Well, inside day confirms the hammer month, confirms the inside week. So we talk about that, right? And you can learn that way, picking out the things where I'm like, hey, this could do this, this, and this. Or if we go to Netflix, here's your kicking pattern. It's still good, right? So you can learn from the things there. When I'm quickly going through the charts, what I'm trying to do is just get through it quicker so we can have a shorter video. And because I'm doing this live with my analysis, it just makes it easier to get it done quick instead of having a 45-minute video of me explaining things that are not of interest to us. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're going to learn things, go and learn from the other videos. Nightly videos and weekend videos is where the signals are being talked about. But that being said, we will see Amazon inside day firm to start the new week. It is inside month still, so a little bit choppy. ANET. Inside day, inside week, so they're kind of chopping them up there as well. AXP, so I believe this is in the Dow Jones. If Dow Jones is going to follow through tomorrow, this would be a 2-1-2 down in the Gapper universe pivot machine gun. You would cause a 3-2-2 shooter week to the downside, so that would be something we want to know about. And I want to go and remove this stuff. And AXP is part of the financials, so we can go and look there. And we see financials starting off the week red and 2 down. So to reconfirm that, if we go to bio, the healthcare's inside day, which could get the 3-2 week going. It's opening as a 1, could get the inside month going. We are getting late in the month, and it's a doji, so we prefer not to do that. If we go to BX, bright green on the month, inside week, inside day. If we go to COF, financial services, another inside day. So we're seeing a little bit of a trend here. Coin, seeing another inside day for the Bitcoiners. We'll see if that confirms or negates from last week with that monthly signal in force. Carvana, dud, nothing. More financials, inside day DFS, closer to going shooter week from exhaustion risk. back into the previous range. It is all-time highs. So with AXP, sorry if you hear any background noise. I don't have the filters on my mic right now, so you might have to deal with that here. See if there's any other financials in here. It doesn't look like it. The rest of them are going to be mostly technology. So when we're skipping through them, you see like EPAM doing nothing. We're going to skip that. We're just not even going to talk about it. We want long green and red bars. ISRG on the gap list name for continuations. This was on Friday's gap list. It's not up in here, or it actually is right up in there, but something we can look for continuation on. Inside day momentum measured move setting up. There's also ILMN double inside day for a PMG. It is a inside month up in force and has been a lot higher, as you can see. KLAC in the technologies. So after the big puke, they go inside. So this could either be measured move if they're going to keep puking them, which would trigger the 2-2 quarter pivot machine gun through these guys, or they try and firm it up, which would be an inside week in green. So KLAC, you can see the 3-2 week would go in force if they break it down. So we'll go KLAC there. If we go to Norfolk Southern in the industrials, another inside day industrials, the Dow Jones, could be your AXP as well. So we'll have that in there, and that's your transports specifically, which is your IYT, which does start the week as shooter down, so a little bit of problems there. If we go to Royal Caribbean, nothing, SNA, all-time highs inside day. I prefer back through previous range. SNPS, they got a little bit of broadening information to finish them out in here, as you can see. They're still doji month, though. Not that interesting to me. Got a lot of healthcare inside days that I'm seeing in here. TFX, for example, inside day potential PMG 2-on-2 reversal on a Tuesday. Never traded it myself. VMC has the 3-1 in the materials. And you'll notice that 3-1 day would confirm the 3-2-2, or actually, forgive me here, 3-2 down, 2 down, 2 up reversal back through this 3. CW day, just chopping them up. Could trigger a rev strat weak if they were to break inside down, but they are going very choppy in here. And that's about it for the inside days with ATR of 3 or higher. If we look for 3-2-2s, and by the way, at the end of the video, we'll talk about who's in force to start the week. STX and the technologies, 3-2-2 tomorrow above that. So if the market does start recovering and be a little stronger, still has all-time highs to take out for magnitude. So we got about 4% to go after there. On the bearish side of things, BSX, which is all-time highs, ETR, all-time highs, Ulta. I prefer not to short at all-time highs. That's just me. Some people will. Ulta, just a chop shop. So nothing too interesting there. We'll see the 2 down in greens. Delta Airlines, which is bright green, has the quarter in force to be a 3-2-2 back up in the industrial sector. That's about it. On the Rev Strats for Turnaround Tuesday. We should have a good chunk of them since SPY did it. So we'll see Meta, potential 1-2-2 if they were to firm things up. They have been selling it off recently. And you don't got much of a broadening information. It would look something like this. So Meta for the 1-2-2 on a Tuesday. SPY could have that as well, so we'll see. And that's dependent on, does the market reverse tomorrow? Do we reconfirm the Dow Jones and IBM puking? RVTY could be a 122 rev strat to go outside week. It is still an inside month, which actually gives you a little more evidence for the outside week because it's not going down. And then you might have the 122 PMG and WTW. I have never traded it. So kind of not too much going on there with the big puke to start off on Monday. We can then take a look and just see who's taking out last week's highs in force, who's taking out last week's lows in force. We got about 60 signals total to the upside. If you've got only 3 signals on the week, one of them is a gapper, KVUE, closing as a shooter. Zoom, this was one Sarah was trading this morning, goes inside week up. So this shows natural buying because the whole market went down today. So could have some PMG back through this previous range in Zoom. And if they buy it tomorrow, it goes on the strat attack. So we can watch that to see if they follow through. They do have 72.36 as short-term exhaustion. We also saw Boeing, which was gap up, could become the 2-2 back down, which actually is something I'm interested in. Shooter Boeing. So that's about it on the upside. 3 names. And then bearish in force, yes. We've got about 57 bearish signals. So this week, it is a bear market from what we're seeing here. And when we go to the higher market cap names to filter out some of these, if we go and pull it up here, we can see, is there any simultaneous breaks? And for the most part, actually, I don't want to do the count here. We can do this. And this is one thing where if you're unable to do certain things, what you can use is ChatGPT to do it for you. So you can see, tell me how many stocks are in each sector, and it will do the analysis for you. Really, like, no brain, don't have to think. So as you can see, it's kind of like across the sectors, with financials, industrials being the top 2, and then some defensive, some real estate, some tech. So it's kind of market wide as far as the 2s down in force to start the week. If we go to not only bearish in force, but we can do candle direction, you can say, well, which sectors have the most 2s to the downside, and how many 2s up do we have? So you can see to start the week, 109 2s up, 144 2s down. So this is going to tell you the things that are weak, taking out previous week's lows. And you can either combine that with the monthly list to see who's confirming the month signals, or you can look at the monthly list and you can see 146 monthly 2s to the downside. So anything that's on both of these lists is going to be relatively weak, which comes into your consumer defensives, your staples, your healthcares obviously are doing that, a ton of healthcares, and then some of the weaker technologies is what I can see taking last month's lows, and that's pretty much the gist. So if we sort by sector, consumer defensive, you can see simultaneous monthly down, and then to start the week, if we just go in consumer defensive, 2 down on the week, you can see all of these are taking last week's lows, and we've got some 2-2 reversals, Coca-Cola, chicken noodle soup, Tyson, and then some 2 up, 2 downs, Targets coming back in for the rev strat month after its inside day. So you can see the inside day down follows through, still going, giving the rev strat month, countering that buying. If we go to Coca-Cola, you can see the 2-2 week confirms the month down. Chicken noodle soup, rev strat week confirms the 2-2 reversal month, potential pivot machine gun. We are starting to get towards the end of the month, so we'll be aware of that. But some pretty good examples of that type of stuff. There's also STZ. Starts the week as a 2-2 down, doesn't really go anywhere. MKC starts the week as shooter down, triggering or confirming the month down. So you can see the actionable signals puking in there. So that could be on the strat attack later this week, and that could be something to watch as we continue the week, because it starts off bright red and red gets redder. So we can say weekly signal observations, we can say XLP, MKC, Coca-Cola. And that also can tell you things that are in the staples or defensives that are inside day will confirm or negate that. Which we can see all these inside days in here confirm or negate that big puke we see, and filtering by direction. Colgate, MO, TAP, Walmart, So Colgate inside day would trigger the 2-2 week, which would confirm the pivot machine gun month. So we can have that in there. And we can separate that out. XLP, some break in the inside days, CL. If we go to ML, you see the inside day there, which would confirm the 2-2 month down. And it was too weak to take those highs out, so they could have some issues. And those are cigarettes and stuff, if I'm not mistaken there. Oops. And then tap in Walmart. We'll take a look. You see Walmart, they've been kind of grinding up at the highs, mother bar to this. So the inside day could break that out, inside down to take this, which could cause the 2-2 week. Still doji month at the highs. If we go to tap, inside day, could it trigger the 2-2 week? Potentially. It's got some distance, still an inside month. So rather go after things taking last month's lows already as weakness. If we go to healthcares, 2 down on the week, we got 13 of them. If we go inside day in the healthcares to see who is going to confirm or negate, we already had some of those, but you can see we have 13 of them. Oops. So 13 of them setting up, which we already had ILM, UHS, MDT, ISRG, so all that stuff in there, bio, right? So we already know about that. And what you can see, though, is we get some of the healthcare selling, we get some of the staples selling, and then the inside days, if they're going to keep following through and things are really going to fall apart, we can go after the inside days to confirm or negate that stuff. So tomorrow the question will be is, are these inside bars breaking up or down? And what that means is we can scan day, inside, and we can look in force, yes, tomorrow, and just filter like this. And we can say, well, how many of those are going up or down? The same way this week, if we go to the equilibriums, most of them are breaking down, right? Which tells you it's a sell this week to start. And if we go to any of these, you'll see what that looks like. So like Charter goes inside week down, confirming the month down from last month. If we go to Chewy, it goes inside week down, trying to trigger maybe a 3-2-2 month. We're getting later in the month. If we go to Healthcare's AMGN, you see inside week down to start could trigger the inside month. So we will see if we confirm or negate some of those healthcares and staples dropping tomorrow. This is going to be your list up in here, inside days, and then some simultaneous break with 3-2-2s and 1-2-2s for tomorrow. And then we'll see what comes of that. As far as news this week, if we go to Forex Factory, I don't think we're going to have too much going on. So we do have some unemployment claims and some PMI stuff, which normally isn't the biggest news, but that's going to be Thursday, so not too much. You just got to have a lot of Fed speakers this week, so be aware of that. But that's all I got for you guys tonight. It was a little longer since we talked about more stuff, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning for those in stat, and we'll have the Strat Attack video out tomorrow night for those of you guys following that. So adios, and have a great rest of your night.